Liletta Harlem, the CEO of My Natural Me, a nonprofit organization based in Northern Virginia.
What inspired you to create My Natural Me?
So I have always been very much about uplifting the community, especially for women and girls who go through just various challenges that we face. And having gone through different challenges myself, as I kind of came on the other side, I wanted to be able to give back and help people to just know the peace that comes from feeling good about who you are and loving yourself and having a healthy relationship with yourself.
Can you tell me a little bit about your own mental health journey?
Yes, so I love to share that my journey has been really an interesting journey. I always talk about how in 2004 I found myself in a psychiatric hospital and I was basically on suicide watch. And I remember actually feeling bad that I hadn't been able to be successful and feeling like I didn't want to be here anymore. And I prayed and I said, if I make it out of this, then there's some things I'm going to change. One is I'm going to really align myself with my belief and my faith. But two, I'm going to make sure that other girls and women never end up feeling the way I feel right now.
So, can you tell me a little bit about My Natural Me?
Yeah. So my natural me, I love to share this because obviously I have what is called natural hair. So people often tend to think that that's what the organization was named after, but it really is about, especially as girls and women, often we feel like our value is based on these roles that we have, these layers that we have, positions, titles. And so this organization is really about helping women and girls to know that when you take all that away, how do you love yourself internally? How do you love the person who's not in this specific role? And so that's what My Natural Me really is about, giving women the tools to develop that healthy relationship with themselves and then others. And then by extension, we have one of our newest programs that started to help women caregivers of people living with dementia. And it's just expanded so much, again, providing tools and resources so that even in some of those sensitive roles as a caregiver of someone living with dementia, you can still feel good about who you are and have the tools to make sure that you're mentally healthy.
Yeah, how is, just talking to the support group, how is life living as a dementia caregiver?
It's very, very tough, and you can find a lot of different statistics and research that talks about the lifespan of caregivers and just the level of anxiety and stress and depression that comes with that role. And so having an outlet, we started a Facebook group, and initially I was like, I hope people join the group. Now I have no less than probably 20, 30 people waiting each day. We're at around 1,400 people. And just
Wow.
the energy, yes, that they have with each other, encouraging. Sometimes it's just people saying, I feel bad because it's time to put my loved one in an assisted living place, and everyone rallying around them to help them through that grieving process. So it's huge. And in my organization, I'm very proud, especially that dementia caregiver support program. Again, giving people the tools they need to be able to have good mental health when dealing with that.
And with having a support system like that, what does that do for people's confidence levels?
Oh my goodness. Having support, having an outlet, having resources to truly feel good about who you are, the choices that you make, it can make you almost like a brand new person. I think about, even for myself, the person I was, as I mentioned, in 2004 when I was depressed and feeling like I was stuck in the rut of depression, and the person I am now. Sometimes it's hard to even imagine that it's the same person. But when you really love yourself and have a healthy relationship and like yourself, when you can have those things, It's a true confidence booster, and you feel good about being with you and by extension, anybody else.
What do you do to help your own mental health?
I love that question because every now and then I have to remind myself to go back to the basics because I am giving out so much. But some of the things that I do is one to make sure that I stay very grounded in my faith. And so that is top of the list. My praying, reading the Bible, all those things are at the foundation. Also making sure that I surround myself with other mentally healthy people. Again, I do a lot of work to help ones who need to be pulled from, those mental spaces. But the day to day and the people that I talk to and that I'm close to, I try to make sure that those environments are not toxic. And that we are going to have bad days and feel bad from time to time. But, just again, really kind of focusing on being mentally healthy, not toxic. Those are the type of relationships that I try to maintain. And then doing the things like they talk about, journaling, good positive self-talk. I will have whole conversations with myself, like I'm looking myself like, come on, snap out of this or remember this. You have to have that same determination and love to have those conversations with yourself.
How does it feel to help women and girls?
You know, it is the most rewarding thing to, especially because of what I went through, to know that here 20 years later, that thought, that prayer I had back then in 2004, that I'm able to do it over and over again, to have women reach out to me all the time and say how much I've helped them or how much a resource I gave them helped them pull them from a dark place or from toxic, bad relationships. It feels good to be able to walk in your purpose and to know that you're doing good and that your own story and journey is helping other people.
Yeah, what advice would you give your younger self?
Ooh, I would tell my younger self to just be kind to yourself and to recognize that even if others have high expectations for you and put a lot of pressure on you, that it's okay to just be a kid and enjoy life as a kid.
For your organization, do you think it helps when other women and girls come together and know they're not alone?
Yeah, yeah. And that's really what this organization is all about, bringing people together. So, as I mentioned before, the support groups, for
Yeah.
example, it's having the other people that are sharing your same experience. When we do different workshops, it's bringing people together. We did not that long ago a coffee tea chat, and just having women together and realizing that even if we don't look the same, that we've had some of the same backgrounds and challenges and issues, and it goes a long way when you hear someone else saying, yes, I know, I feel that way, or I feel sometimes intimidated or other things. Sometimes that's all you need to just feel like, you know what, I can do this. So yes, support and togetherness is key.
In your, years of doing this, have you seen the stigma of just talking about mental health lessening?
Ooh, yes. I would answer that definitely. The stigma has changed. Social media has done played a big role in that. The unfortunate thing is, while the stigma of talking about it has changed a bit, unfortunately, it's almost become a hashtag. And I talk about that a lot when I do different presentations, that now it's like hashtag mental health or hashtag self-love. And so many times people who are right on the forefront, who are pushing this advocacy around mental health and self-love and self-worth, are some of the most depressed people. And we see that through some of the things that happen even in social media. So I like that we're talking about it more. I do like that. But I would like for us to talk about it in a more constructive way, where we talk about it and not glamorize it, not make it the hashtag, but
Right.
really talk about getting underneath that, right? And how do we really work through it?
With that, what advice would you give anyone going through a tough time?
The advice I would say is first, recognizing that you're not alone. When you're going through a tough time, you often feel so alone. And learning to have a bit of forgiveness for yourself, one, but even for those who you expect to kind of be there for you, recognizing that it's not because maybe they don't care about you, but people really, a lot of times, just don't know what to do. And sometimes they're afraid that by doing something, maybe they're enabling you or they're saying the wrong thing. So I would say the first thing is try to have a little grace with yourself and with others, and start the process of, okay, how do I get past this? Because it is possible. I'm living proof it is possible. But start those first conversations with yourself.
Where do you want to see your mission in the next 3 to 5 years?
Whew. So my dream would be to actually have a space where people, like a center where people could go and get, in-person resources and support groups, and really, really work on larger, helping larger groups overcome some of these challenges. So that's my pie in the sky. But just really continuing the mission of educating people, speaking on platforms, and just every little bit that I can do to just share that word or message. That's what I would like to continue.
How can people reach out to you and learn more?
Sure. So you can go to my website. You can go to the nonprofit organization website, which is mynaturalme.org. If you want to reach out to me directly regarding coaching, working with on a one-on-one level, you can go to my individual website, which is my name. So it's LILETTAHARLEM. So LiletaHarlem.com. Of course, you can look me up on social media as well, or shoot me an email at info@liletaharlem.com or info@mynaturalme.info.